Hello and namaste, my name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm covering a topic which I've actually never covered before, so I'm really excited to be covering this because many of you requested for it. This topic is what to look for in terms of salary when you're looking for jobs abroad. And I'm also going to give you a range of what salary expectations one can have in Toronto, Canada. So if you're interested in either Toronto, Canada, or if you're interested in just understanding what basic structure of salary should look like when you're looking for jobs abroad, then this video is for you. Stick around. Today's video is in collaboration with Unacademy. If you've been following my channel for some time, you know that I'm an Unacademy loyalist. I love how they've single-handedly revolutionized the concept of education in India by making it more economical and more accessible to the youth of the nation. Today, I'm here to talk about the Smaran batch, which is for May 2022 and November 2022 people. So if you are planning to take your CA exams in May 2022 or November 2022, then this batch is for you. It's starting on the 15th of December. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the benefits that come with an Unacademy subscription. The fact that this is like a Netflix or an Amazon Prime subscription is the most amazing part of it. So you can pay for one subscription, but you get access and benefit to it all. Which means you get to choose which educator you want to study from. If you don't like one educator, you're free to move on to someone else and study from them. This is very different from the times when I was writing my CA. One, the amount of money that I paid was way more. And two, if I did not like the tutor, it's not like I could do anything about it. I still had to continue studying under them. I'm glad Unacademy has made the market of education a free market for students, giving the students the right and the ability to pick which educator they like for themselves. Apart from this, all students get access to live classes, recorded classes, doubt-sharing classes, also a lot of revision test papers, mock tests, etc. There is specific study material which is available for the students. And if the students want, they can pay a little bit more and sign up for the live mentorship program. There's a lot more that Unacademy offers which I cannot cover in one video. So I'm going to leave all the links down in the description box for you. Please make sure you go check them out. If you decide to sign up with Unacademy, don't forget to use my code CANIDHI. You get a 10% discount with that, and I hope you do consider Unacademy for your CA journey. On that note, let's come back to our video. So one of the first things that I started noticing in the comments was how do we start negotiating for salaries, especially in countries that we have no idea about. I know I've covered study abroad, work abroad, how to move abroad, all of these in details, and I love doing that. But I realized that I've never done a single video where I give you a detailed guide as to what to look for, especially when we are not from those countries. Nobody wants to get exploited at the end of it, right? So I thought I could use my experience of getting salaries in US, Canada, and India and guide you. Hopefully this will give you a good sense of what to look for and how to negotiate your own salaries, irrespective of whichever country you go for. And I'll also give you a range of what I earn in Toronto so that you have a good idea if you are especially considering Toronto as a future option. First thing that I want to tell you is salary is never the base salary. In fact, base salary is a very small percent of your entire salary, which in Indian terms is called CTC or cost to company. Here it is called your entire compensation. From my personal experience, negotiations generally happen for base plus bonus plus benefits. Do remember that these three components do not make up the entire compensation. Your entire compensation is going to be a lot of other things pooled in together, which we will discuss in this video. But when you start looking for opportunities, always make sure you ask them what is the base, what is the bonus, and what is the benefits. Depending on what field you work for, your base to gross compensation can differ. But generally in bigger cities, especially in cities like Toronto, your base is going to be somewhere about 66% of your gross compensation. Which means when you start applying for a job and you get a good idea of what the base is going to be, that can also give you a very good idea or maybe a rough but a thick rough idea of what the gross compensation is going to be. Because typically base is 2/3 of your gross compensation. Now let's talk about what base pay generally entails. So base pay is what you get paid every month. In India, I used to get paid once a month. In US, I got paid twice a month. In Canada, I get paid every 2 weeks. So in India, I had 12 paychecks. In US, I had 24 paychecks. In Canada, I have 26 paychecks. Whatever your base is, it is divided by the number of paychecks. The second major component is the bonus. I'm sure all of us know what bonuses entail, but you should also ask what kind of a bonus it is. There are 3 types of bonuses. 2 of these are performance bonuses. The third one is a guaranteed bonus. Let's talk about all of them individually. The first performance bonus solely depends on your performance. If you perform well, you get more bonus. This kind of bonus is rare to find these days because companies prefer the second kind of performance bonus. The second kind of performance bonus is your performance plus the organization's performance. If you perform well and if the company does exceptionally well, Then your bonus is a correlation of both of these, typically an average of how the company performs and how you perform. This metric became especially important after the pandemic. Why? Because a lot of companies stopped performing well financially, so they could not be looking at just the employees' performance. They also had to look at what the company was making to ensure that they could actually pay the bonuses that the employees deserve. The second kind of performance bonus is the most common performance bonus in US and Canada. The third kind of bonus, which is guaranteed bonus, is something that I haven't seen in very, very long. While I have seen this kind of a bonus for the hourly workers, I haven't seen this for the salaried workers. A guaranteed bonus in simple terms means that the employee at the end of the financial year or at the end of the bonus year will get the guaranteed bonus, whatever was written on their employment contract. In the Toronto area, any employer that I've interviewed with have always offered the second performance bonus, which is company performance plus the employee's performance. The range can differ. I've seen anywhere between 10 to 25%. I know you'll ask me what is a good range of bonuses. Well, according to me, any percentage above 15% is pretty good. And that is what you should be aiming for. Now let's come to the third component, which is the benefits. The biggest part of benefits and the biggest hole in everybody's pockets is health. In countries where healthcare is state funded, you're still expected to have insurance to cover basic costs which are not covered by insurance. So a country like Canada, where almost all of our healthcare is covered, we still need to have some basic insurance to cover our dental, eye, and medicine. That insurance also covers a variety of other things, like if you want to get massages, if you want to go to a therapist, if you want to go an Ayurvedic doctor or a naturopathy doctor. All of that may or may not be covered by your benefits. Anytime that you're discussing your benefits with a potential employer, please make sure you ask them what is the detail of the benefit. Because you want to know what all is covered and what all is not covered. A sign of good employers is that they'll give you the best benefits and they'll try to cover most of it for you. You may not know this. This may come as a shocker to you, but benefits are one of the biggest reasons why people in the Western world change their jobs. People move solely because they got an opportunity with better benefits, and I know so many people who've done that. Now let's backtrack and detail a little bit on benefits. First, your benefits has to cover your entire family, which includes all your dependents. In my case, my husband is self-employed, so I make sure that my employer covers me and my husband through my employer's healthcare. In Canada, to cover your medicines, you need an extended healthcare insurance, which is not expensive. What is expensive here is the dental and vision. At my old job, I used to pay about $350 for the two of us every month so that I could get these two things covered. This only included $1,500 for dental work and about $250 a year for my eyes. So I could get my dental cleaning, I could get my yearly eye checkup, all of that in. But if I had some other expense, say I need a root canal, I would have to pay a little bit out of my own pocket. Even after paying $350 out of pocket every month. Also, my old employer did not offer any other benefits, so I couldn't go to a therapist, I couldn't go to a registered masseuse, I couldn't go and see a naturopathy or an Ayurvedic doctor. My current benefits, though, are completely different. First of all, my employer pays for everything. So anybody who I list as a dependent is covered by my employer. I've currently listed my husband as a dependent and my employer covers the both of us. While I pay nothing for it, my employer pays about $500 a month for the two of us. If you do simple math, this $500 into 12 months comes to about $6,000. So while I'm not getting the $6,000 in hand, I am getting an equivalent benefit of it, which automatically makes it a part of my compensation. The second part of benefits is RRSPs or retirement funds. In India, we call it PF. In US, we call it 401k or 403b, depending on what kind of an organization you work for. Here, we call it RRSPs. Just like in India, employers contribute a certain amount to your PF. There could be a vesting period or there could be zero vesting period. I've always had employees in India and US contribute to my retirement fund, but my first job in Canada did not. Here, the employers have an option of whether they want to contribute or not. My current employer does contribute a significant amount, in fact, more than the market rate. So when you are negotiating for a package, please make sure that you ask for what contribution to your retirement funds will be made by your employer. Make sure you also ask for the percentage. These percentages are generally based on your base pay. So the higher percentage they contribute, the more money you make. The third type of benefit that a lot of people negotiate for is the additional benefits. This can include monetary items and non-monetary items. Let's talk about the non-monetary items because they're pretty less. In simple words, they include things like vacation and sick days. So what if you fall sick and the time off that you'll be getting? In Europe, people typically get 30 days in a year, so 30 working days in a year as time off. In North America, depending on where you are, US, you might get anywhere between 0 to 2 weeks in the beginning. In Canada, you'd probably get anywhere between 1 to 3 weeks in the beginning. As people progress in their career, they gain more and more vacation time. And every time we switch jobs, we also negotiate for more and more vacation. That's because if you can negotiate for 4 weeks of vacation instead of 3 weeks, that would mean that you are working 1 week less and still making the same amount of money, which means for every working day, you'll technically be making more money. But in North America, there's not a lot of wiggle room, so you'll not find a lot of space to negotiate for this. Sick days is typically 5 days in the Toronto market. I've had 0 in US, so I do not know if anybody offers any sick days in the US, but in Toronto area, you would typically get 5 days. Apart from this, depending on employer to employer, they also contribute to a lot of other things. Like one of the most common things to contribute towards in Toronto area is gym expenses. A lot of employers prefer that their employees have a healthy lifestyle so that they can be extremely productive at work. Due to this, they offer good health benefits, which includes reimbursement for your gym expenses, or if you want to buy any equipment, etc. There's also funds for higher education. If you want to do any kind of certification, or if you want to do, say, a master's or a PhD or anything like that in your field, which will add value to your work, you will be completely paid for that. In fact, it will only add to your performance bonus. So if you clear any exam during a year, you'll see that not only will your employer pay for it, but they'll also give you more bonus in your performance because this is something that you've achieved while working. In my own case, my CPA US, my CISA, and my current transition to CPA Canada, all of it is fully funded. Once you've gotten your degrees in place, your employers might also reimburse the professional expenses. So there are licensing costs, there are annual membership costs that I have to pay, whether it's for my CA in India, whether it's for my CPA in US, or my CISA. All of that is covered by my employer. The last benefit that an employer may or may not offer is training costs. You have a lot of expos these days, a lot of seminars which are of value. They'll teach you new things and they tell you what's innovative, what's new, what's going on in the market. Depending on which employer you work for, there may be some training budget where you can use that budget and train yourself in something new. This is not directly linked to any education or professional certification, but just to maybe seminars or traveling somewhere for a conference and things like that. Some other benefits which are worthy of mention, which I cannot assign a monetary value to, but I'll still go ahead and include that. Just remember that these are not included in my calculation of salary component, my salary amount, which I'll give you at the end of the video. These benefits include things like free drinks and snacks at work, work parties, which include annual or monthly or holiday parties that you may have. There are also things like holiday gifts, Christmas gifts, and depending on which employer you work for, you could have Friday breakfasts, you could have summer breakfasts or summer lunches. You could get gifts on your work anniversary, your birthday, etc. Like I said, this is very employer specific and just very tough to assign a monetary value to. So for my calculation, I'm only using the base pay, the bonus, the health benefit, and all the other benefits like education, gym, training, etc. If you're working in my field, in my position, and if you're working for one of the top employers in Canada, then you could expect anywhere between 120 to 150K a year in terms of your gross compensation. And trust me, this is a very good amount. You can easily sustain a family and take expensive vacations. Those are the things that we typically look for. On that note, this video has come to an end. I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope you've made some notes. Always remember that when you're negotiating for salary, always negotiate for the gross compensation. Make sure you ask for more benefits and negotiate less on just the base part of it, because you'll be paying taxes on the base, as opposed to if you're getting benefits covered, there is no tax involved. So for me, when my employer covers my benefits, I pay no taxes on that. I only pay taxes on my base income, plus bonus, plus whatever I get from my employer in hand. That part of it I love. Also make sure to negotiate for good education budget because you want to have that flexibility in life to train, retrain, learn or unlearn. Hope this video was helpful. If it was, please don't forget to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time I post a video. If there's anything else you'd like to see on my channel next, let me know in the comments below. Also let me know if you learned anything from this video, if it was beneficial. Any more questions that you got, put them down in the comments. If you have any suggestions for future videos, all of those can also go into the comments. I promise to see you in the next video. Until then, please make sure you take care of yourself. Stay safe. Namaste.